this isn't such a big topic. It's basically taken from a news item. And we're going to talk about basically Nintendo's distribution plans and whether my pessimism is well placed. So it starts with E3 being cancelled. And then we were expecting, after E3 cancelled, there was all this talk about individual publishers doing their own digital events, and that makes sense from Nintendo's perspective with what Nintendo drop around E3 week is the Nintendo digital event. Well, we've had subsequent news this week that VentureBeat and later Eurogamer added bits and pieces as well. VentureBeat have reported that Nintendo has told partner developers it will not hold a Nintendo Direct during the month of the E3. That's June. The site then says, complications brought about from Japan's work-from-home order as part of its attempts to mitigate COVID-19 are forcing Nintendo to push back its schedule, which is completely understandable. Mm-hmm. Eurogamer then added, the site says Nintendo has told publishers set to reveal games during its showcase that it needs more development time on its first-party games. Additionally, publishers have been told not to wait if they wish to make their own reveals individually. And it's unclear whether fans can expect the Nintendo Direct during that kind of E3 thing. VentureBeat says no, Eurogamer said it's unlikely. And it might not even happen until the very end of summer, which could be late August, September. So what are your takes on this? Is this probably what's happening, Nick?
My take with Nintendo all the time. Disappointed but not surprised. So, yeah, I mean, I think what they should do is just hand over responsibility to Nintendo of America, who seem to be much more able to work from home. Like, I understand the whole situation in Japan, like people don't work from home. It's not culturally done and accepted there, or at least developed as much as it is in Europe and America. And I understand that maybe it's going to affect their first party games, but after Xenoblade there are no first party games, so maybe it is just a convenient excuse for them to say,
Oh, we do have, just in pop the mind, we do have 51 worldwide games.
Which hasn't been delayed.
No, that hasn't.
And which is already available to preload, so it's finished.
So
basically.
It's already done.
Yeah. And Xenoblade as well, I think, is ready to preload, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
And has been for a very long time. So everything that's coming out is done, basically, and ready to go. They're just holding it off. I think, so we spoke a couple of weeks ago about the Mario remakes and ports and remasters. They might be affected if they exist. Breath of the Wild 2, probably going to get delayed. Any chance that it had of coming out this year is gone, but I didn't think it would anyway. And apart from that, what else do we know? Nothing really, so it doesn't really make any difference, I think.
Greg, what's your take on it?
Definitely not surprised, and like Nick says, probably is a convenient excuse really, because there maybe wasn't that much coming anyway. It'll be interesting to see just how far down the line, because it obviously doesn't just affect the games coming out in the summer stuff. It's going to push everything back that was going to come out towards the end of the year and early next year and stuff. But the whole situation at the minute is really, I feel like it's affecting my sort of like involvement's not really maybe the right word, but like seeking out news and like the thirst for like game news and stuff. It's my thirst isn't really there at the minute. Like I hear E3's cancelled and like that's the sort of thing that would normally like be like, no, it's the worst thing in the world. But at the minute it's just like, all right, fair enough, just like whatever. Things will happen when they happen, and like no Nintendo haven't done like a proper direct in months now. It's like for a while it was like, oh, we really need some more news here and some games. We need something to be excited about. And it's just getting to the stage where like I'm not bothered, and I mean, that sounds kind of weird. Like, we're all Nintendo fans here and stuff, and like, I should be bored. It's like, it'll happen when it happens. I'm playing games at the minute, and I feel like all that sort of taking a back seat at the minute. I'm just getting on with life, really.
Getting on with Streets of Rage 4, so...
I do think, like, we should mention, because I remember reading, I can't remember if it was on our forum or somewhere else, whether it was on Twitter, that people were reporting that Nintendo might be finished. They might be done with Nintendo Directs. Do you remember reading that?
Yes, I read that on the forum as well. I can't quite remember who said it, but they said there's a possibility there that... and they have been, slower producing them, and they're not coming out as frequently as they had since Iwata passed away. So, completely get rid of them, that would be unusual. But
I think that would be quite disappointing, to be honest, because although there is a lot of stupidity and stuff surrounding Directs, I think that it's such an event, especially the one that they usually have in June. I think it would be silly to get rid of them, to be honest. I think if they had less, it wouldn't necessarily be a problem. If they had like one big one and then mini Directs and indie Directs throughout the year, I would be happy with that. But I do think there is a lot to be said for that sort of special event or game-specific Directs as well, like we've had for Smash Brothers and Animal Crossing. But over the last week, I just realised that they've dropped a 6-minute long Xenoblade trailer onto YouTube and the 51 All-Time Classics trailer as well. And that was like 6 minutes as well, wasn't it, or something like that?
On the Japanese
Japanese
YouTube
one,
channel. Yeah, it was a Japanese one. Yes, it was like a full 6 minute where they went throughout the entirety of the 51 games. The Japanese, they do like these long showcases. This is what you're going to get with the game. They show you everything, and they did show everything.
So I don't know, because that trailer essentially sold me on the game. I'm quite interested in picking it up now. And I think it's quite interesting if maybe it wouldn't be so bad if, just at a time of their choosing, they just release this information without any real fanfare. And it's just there. We've got a trailer for Xenoblade, 6 minutes, with a little bit of the battle system, a little bit of the story, some cutscenes, some upgrades that they've done, and then 50, like the 51 in one trailer. I saw Wii Bowling in there, and I was like, ooh, I didn't realise that was in the game. And
it looks like a perfect replica of Wii Bowling as well.
And some other stuff as well from like Wii Play, even. I think
even like the motion control darts looks looks like it could be fun if it's reliable enough.
And if we go back to and we're talking about this now, if we go back to the 42 all-time classics, every single game had, not every single game, but a lot of the games like darts, they had these other modes within the darts mode. So you could play 501, 301, you could play chase the clock, where you go around the numbers 1, 2, 3, and if you can do all those little different kind of games, which I can't see why not, online as well, it's going to be a lot of fun, that one.
Yeah. But
we don't need a Direct.
Well, that's the thing. Like, what's better, to have a Direct where everything's revealed at once, or to sort of release it on a weekly basis, piecemeal, depending on what's the big hot topic of the week? Like, there is merit in both strategies, but I would be disappointed if we didn't get Directs in the future, because it is such an event. Even if we don't have build-up, like if they don't announce the day before there's a Direct coming, if they just drop the Direct, at least then, we've still got the release of information all at once.
I just like the way they dropped that Nintendo Direct Mini last time. It just appeared out of nowhere. There was like I think it was Ronnie might have complained on all the negative buzz around. I'm going to build up to this, and when your wish list doesn't happen in Nintendo Direct, there's a lot of fanboys not liking their videos.
Backlash.
All the backlash after. Yeah. It's like you can get rid of that by just drop a Nintendo Direct. It doesn't have to be a full one. Just do these mini ones, with 5-6 games.
Mm-hmm. I agree completely.
And I'll be happy. So if the one thing that struck me is that in the mini Direct they announced that there was a new character coming to Smash. Mm-hmm. It was the ARMS character, that it was going to be revealed in June. The new ARMS character for Smash is going to be revealed in June, maybe with the announcement of when the next character after that will be announced. Is that going to be held back?
No.
Do you think it will be its own announcement or a smaller direct?
I think they'll just do a quick, brief, like a Smash Direct, like they've had for other characters. I would hope that hasn't been affected. I know Sakurai's working from home as well now, so
yeah, he can do a video from home, can he? Yeah,
maybe the development of that has been affected, but I think if we see anything from Nintendo in June, it will be a short Smash Direct about ARMS in Smash.
I think they need to keep that DLC coming, otherwise it's going to be stretched out for far too long. So yeah. What about Mario's 35th anniversary? You touched upon it, Nick. September, the 35th anniversary is happening, and we're expecting all the 3D Mario games like Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Galaxy 2, all these remasters rumoured to be coming. Are they coming, Greg?
I'm not really sure if we could say we're expecting them exactly, but I wouldn't be surprised if we just creep into September and then Nintendo do a big, maybe not a direct as such, but some sort of celebration video for maybe about 20 minutes long or something.
Just completely Mario related.
Yeah, I hope it's coming, and all those things that we sort of, all those games that we sort of think that have been rumoured to be coming. I wouldn't mind if there was another wee sort of surprise in there as well, something that we're not really anticipating that's Mario related. Although I could see probably maybe a trailer for Odyssey 2, which will be coming next year at this point.
Yeah, that's a good call. How about you, Nick?
I think for the end of the year, I don't think plans will be disrupted that much. I think if the celebration is, the anniversary is in September, then we'll see something in September. Maybe the games will drop a little bit later, but they'll definitely be revealed and announced in September, if that was the original plan. I think, to be honest, September's still 4 months away, and I don't know about where you guys are, but where I am, the situation has changed completely. Everything's under control. Capacity in hospitals has been increased. People have got used to working from homes. People understand the new rules of how we need to live for the next year. I think in 4 months' time, I think we'll be pretty much, I won't say back to normal, but I think the new normal will already be existing, and people will just be getting on with life and things. We might be wearing masks, we might be standing further away from people, but people will be going to work. Life will be as normal as it can be in 4 months. So I think the initial impact and shock will, short-term plans will be disrupted, but I do think that long-term plans over the course of the year and into next year probably won't be disrupted that much, I would say. Personally, that's just my personal opinion.
I just out of context, but I had a private English lesson in my house today, and we were all wearing masks, 2 kids and me. It's unusual to teach English wearing a mask. So the industry in general, so like I said, E3 has been cancelled. Gamescom in August is not going to be happening as a physical event. It's because Germany's been locked down until August the 31st regarding big, large public gatherings. So Gamescom has already said, right, we're having a digital-only event. So E3, they're not picking up the tab in kind of digital form. But someone called Jeff Keighley, he has stepped up rather smartly. I think he's put his foot in the door here, and he's grabbed a lot of third-party publishers plus the first-party publishers to create something called the Summer Game Fest. Now, this is what he describes as a digital, industry-wide celebration of video games. Fans can expect breaking news, in-game events, and free playable content from various publishers and developers. And it says that Jeff Keighley, as he's the Games Award producer, developer, and he's also the announcer, he's going to do the same for this as well. And then we saw an infographic of who has signed up for this. And we've got Phase 1, it said. Between May and August, we're going to have 2K, Activision, Bandai Namco, Bethesda, Blizzard, Bungie, CD Projekt, Digital Extremes, EA, PlayStation, Private Division, Riot Games, Square Enix, Steam, Warner Brothers, and Xbox. One notable admission: no Nintendo is on that list.
Unsurprisingly.
Do you think Nintendo will jump onto that list?
If Reggie was still there, 100%. He used to love his little back and forth with Jeff at the time. It's an odd one. You would think Nintendo wouldn't really want to miss that, I would have thought. like I know Nintendo always sort of distance themselves from we're not competing with Sony, Microsoft and all that, but you don't want to be completely out of the limelight, I guess.
Nick, what's your take on that?
I think it's quite interesting. I don't really know how this is going to work, to be honest, but my interpretation of it is that summer is usually quite a quiet time for game releases. Like, the big hitters usually come from September to the end of the year, or October to the end of the year. So it seems like this is kind of like E3 but stretched out, and every company will get their moment in the sun, and Jeff Keighley's going to be there just to, present, do whatever.
Tie everything together into one website, basically.
Take his cut.
And take his cut as well, obviously, yeah. He's definitely going to take his cut.
He's going to do all the hard work.
I think if they put it under one banner, like some, I don't know, what is it? The
Summer Game Fest.
Summer Game Fest, yeah. I think 4 months is a ridiculous time frame. It should be a lot shorter than that.
It's very strange that they haven't got a specific date that something's happening on, yeah.
But then again, if it was all in a week, then it would feel more like E3. But then again, you could have companies that are ready now to show something that's releasing fairly soon. They can go in May, we can say, we've got this coming soon, And then, for example, in August, 3 weeks away from release, we can have a big sort of look at Cyberpunk with CD Projekt Red. They can say, look, our game's finished, here it is. Please enjoy this 10 minutes trailer, 30 minutes of gameplay. They've got Jeff, they've got the sponsors, it's broadcast on YouTube, on Twitch. And
get on the eShop, eShop, but the PlayStation Network for a free demo right now.
Exactly, yeah. So I think, it's probably going to be something like that. And in that case, Nintendo probably would prefer to do everything themselves. I don't think they'd want involvement with third parties and other people. Nintendo are happy to show up at the Game Awards, for example, and have Doug Bowser or Reggie introduce a game. But I think if it was that kind of takeover, do you know what I mean, of another company, of Jeff Keighley coming in and doing everything, and then that wouldn't be Nintendo's message. So maybe that's why they're not on the list.
Jeff Keighley's been canny with this, hasn't he? E3
very.
Didn't step up. He's put his foot in the door. Is this now the death of E3? Is Jeff Keighley the new E3?
I think contrary to what I said last week or a few weeks ago about E3 coming back stronger in 2021, if this picks up steam and people enjoy it, then yes, E3 is dead.
See you later, E3. How about you, Greg? What do you think about Jeff Keighley?
I always actually quite liked Jeff.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's got the Game Awards and stuff, so he's doing well. He seems to everybody in the industry seems to like him. He's gets on with everybody, and he's got fingers in many pies. So
he seems to be taking over with a monopoly, though.
Yeah, so I could absolutely see a future where the main event of the year is hosted, or Jeff Keighley has some sort of involvement with it.
So there's no Nintendo there. Maybe I could possibly see Nintendo jumping late August, because from the other information as well, we said Nintendo are not ready for June because of COVID-19 related issues. So maybe Nintendo will see how it starts off in the beginning, the Summer Game Fest, and then maybe take part in towards the end of it anyway. If they don't, what date? Last question. What date do you think we'll see the next Nintendo digital event or Nintendo Direct?
September.
September for you.
September.
Greg?
Mm-hmm.
September
as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I'm going to be, just to be contrary, I'm going to go late August. Okay, good.
31st of August. Well,
Anything else to add about the industry in general and which way it's heading? No, then let's let's
Give us
move
time
on.
to think.
Have a think.
I think it's heading in a good direction. Like, I think this has forced companies to look at how they can capitalize on this situation, basically. And changes in every industry will need to be made. Some winners, some losers, and in the end, it will be better for everybody. So,
the positive I can see coming out of it is the game demo kind of thing. That kind of digital event, and then after that digital event, you can try this game now. Get online, download the demo, and even feedback as well. Tell us what you think about it. I can see that as being a big positive. More digital events, more download of demos straight after those digital events to tie in with it would be fantastic. Greg?
Sort of thing, like, obviously, like, in all aspects of life at the moment, we're sort of progressing towards a new normal, really. Like, what we thought was normal before, it might not be the same after all this is over. The game industry is probably going to go the same sort of way. Like with Nintendo, for example, even like for years, like going to E3 every year was the normal, and having big events and stuff. And then Nintendo started doing Nintendo Directs, and that became like their new normal. And maybe that's coming to an end as well, and something else is going to emerge from this. So I'll be interested to see what it is.
Yeah, we all look forward to the future. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give us a like if you've enjoyed our content. You can also check out our other great content on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and the N-E Café podcast from all good podcast providers. Just follow the links in the description below.